Hey everybody, it's Pavel here. I guess we're live now. Sorry, just trying to get some stuff up there. Thanks for everybody for joining for our first 2022 update. Hope everybody had a good New Year and winter break wherever you are in the world. Just want to make sure. Can you guys actually hear me properly right now? Because I've never done it at this setup from this place. Let me check. Oh, perfect. Okay, you can hear me. Excellent. So, like I said, everybody, welcome back. It's 2022. Hope everybody had a good break. And today we're going to get into everything that we've done since the last month when I did the last update, and got some really exciting stuff for you to do and check out. While we're going, if you have questions while this conversation is happening, put them in the comments. I will try to answer them live and best that we can. So let's go. Let's share screen. Okay, let's see if you guys can see this. Perfect. All right, so let's get going. So let's start with the big vision again. I like to always state what we're doing, what our goals are. So what keeps us on brand, especially for as this new exciting change is happening with Bluezell. We want to kind of reiterate what we're trying to do. So the goal, as I said, for the last couple months is going to GameFi. So our vision is to onboard the next billion crypto users through GameFi. Why are we doing that? Because I believe that the next generation that's coming up, they're used to playing games, they want to understand finance, and it's too hard learning DeFi on its own and the way money works. But games can actually introduce that. Given our backgrounds in the space, I understand crypto, I understand gaming, consumer marketing. It fits really well what we're doing. What's our mission? Mission is to bring GameFi to the blockchain by publishing top games, aggregating the best DeFi protocols, and building the most knowledgeable community. We're going to do some real more things that you'll notice in the next month around community education, so all of you can get more involved. And really, the goal is to increase the community size. We felt it becomes stagnant, and we need new people coming in and spreading the word for Bluezell and what we're going to be able to deliver. Let's go back to our 4-point plan of why this will work, right? And this is stuff I've said before, but I like to start off everything because there's some new people who probably came in, first time hearing about Bluezell, and they want to know what makes us special. So one, it's why Bluezell will work in GameFi is it's a fast and elegant blockchain, 10,000 transactions per second using Tendermint and Cosmos. Second, NFTs and game assets need storage so they don't get stolen, especially when you'll be paying money for them and it's your own asset. So you need decentralized storage. We do that there. Third, you need DeFi in games. What we're doing that is we're going to leverage other protocols. So we're not going to be DeFi a product. What we're going to do is use other ones in the ecosystem of Terra and others I'll get into, and then we get that done. And then fourth is high quality games. We can do that because I came from the game space, worked for Nintendo, Electronic Arts, Microsoft, know how to produce games and produce content, and we will have that done. So that's what we have there. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask about that. All right, so the agenda today is 4 things. What I'm gonna start doing each month is celebrate some wins. Whether they're big or small, it's always good to celebrate, give everybody a round of applause on the team, yourselves, and keep momentum going, right? Because positivity increases traction. Second, I'll go into the Bluezell with IPFS. Third, our Cosmos Stargate. And fourth is the big thing is the game that we're making, Denomination, and give you an update on that. Okay, so let's go with celebrating the wins. I think the biggest one was the Coinbase listing in the last month in December. That kind of surprised us. We didn't expect it. It really came on. We didn't ask for it. Coinbase came and got that done. And I think it was a couple reasons. It was they're looking at gaming and the NFT space and what's happening. They know they need products like that probably on Coinbase, and they're looking at, hey, which products have been around for the longest. Like Bluezel's been around for 4 years now. It's always had positive traction. Founders are there. We're already talking. We're working away. So I think it gave us credibility combined with our experience in GameFi and what we're doing. I think that's why they did it. Second is we had a featured piece in CoinDesk. I talked about crypto culture, how it's the biggest thing to hit culture since hip hop. It got a lot of traction, really wide awareness. It got such wide awareness that actually a segment, a TV channel, news channel in the US called Cheddar TV, they contacted me, said they read the piece on CoinDesk and said, hey, we want to talk to you about this and talk about Bluezel and NFT culture and crypto culture and see and feature us on there. So that was really cool. It was, I think, a 5-minute segment. I know we have a link somewhere, and we'll probably reshare it again. Second is, a fourth one is, hey, we reached 77,000 followers. Number is special to me because my birthday is on the 7th. So that's pretty cool. Right now we're at 77,000 followers. Good thing to celebrate. Our goal now is we got to get to 100,000. I think by the end of probably Q1, March 31st, if we nail all our requirements of building a new community, increasing the community, showing more product announcements week by week, build more awareness, we'll get there. I'm sure we can. Let's see. Question here is, what can be done with denomination profits? I'll touch on that later. Somebody's asking, hey, what can be done with denomination profits? Last I heard, you want to burn tokens. Is max supply 500 million? Yes, max supply is 500 million. We are looking at that, hey, as profits are done through BLZ, we are going to use that to burn some tokens or buy things back, especially to give back to the community around NFT sales. Let's see. How big is the Bluezel team? So including the game development team and our internal tech team, we are right now at 9 people. And then as game development starts increasing in the next month, will be added. That number itself will start increasing month by month, especially around the game development. I'll focus on all the game release dates and denomination later. All right, so let's talk about IPFS. And really, good question by Mark. Why would Bluezel use IPFS when it's already a storage blockchain itself? Great question. That's what I'll start with here. So we're doing an integration with IPFS. Why? Well, what we found out over the last couple of months was many companies were already using IPFS. So, and what we found was that they're using IPFS, and what we said before, IPFS actually doesn't do instant replication. It just basically sits on one node. And yeah, it's decentralized, but if you don't put it on all the nodes, you're not getting that replication and redundancy. But because they were simply able to go to IPFS and think it's decentralized, most companies were using that. So what our tech team realized was that, hey, why do everything from scratch? Why force them to do something else? Let's not reduplicate the research and development they've done. Let's just leverage it and allow people to use our IPFS, but we kind of supercharge it and put IPFS on steroids. So we use our current solution, but we couple it in IPFS. It'll make people easier to come aboard, start using the product, and easily use Bluezel as a storage solution. So basically, we're future-proofing, and then as IPFS improves and increases their architecture, it'll automatically increase Bluezel's as well. Hope that made sense. All right. So what's our solution? Really easy. So let's just say you're a customer. You are a NFT platform, and you store your content on an IPFS node. They do that, great. Then what they do is they send a transaction to the Bluezel blockchain. It notifies us of the content address, the address of which node it's on and what it's sitting. We see that, then Bluezel instantly triggers replication across our nodes. So what happens is, let's say you're the platform, you come in, okay, I'm gonna store our files on this node. boom, it connects, it's in the transaction to Bluzell. Our blockchain recognizes it, says, hey, that's where it is. Let's give them instant replication, redundancy on our nodes across there. So we're piggybacking and we're putting it on steroids. So now we have a Bluzell nodes, they have a built-in IPFS service, and they can participate and serve content on the network without us having to do any of that extra legwork. So once again, we're actually piggybacking off of IPFS and almost kind of, I mean, you could say like, you know, how Uniswap and SushiSwap did. It's almost kind of like a vampire attack sense where do that there, but all the extra features that you want is on Bluzell. So we're keeping with what companies are currently doing, not forcing them to change and saying, hey, just add Bluzell to it, one line of code, and boom, you got instant replication. Hope that made sense to you, Mark. If any other question with that, let me know. All right, so what's the current status of this? Right now, we're making really good headway. We've got continuous integration working, load reliability testing, making sure that IPFS handles well and it can instantly work with Bluzell. We've already started deploying it out to the networks and testing in many things. We're working on more monitoring features, so it increases reliability, monitoring, so we know that way if something happens at IPFS or anything on our nodes, we get instant notification right away, we can monitor and we can rectify that. So that way we can provide a really solid solution for Bluzell. And once again, Bluzell is still doing all the storage, all the data aggregation, it's all sitting on it's all authenticated by our blockchain. We're just connecting to IPFS as a better user base and user experience. So where it's at is in a couple of weeks, we're gonna have a version of this IPFS integration that you can test with. We'll either demo it, you know, bring up a video, probably in our next, you know, if we do another community call in the next couple of weeks and it's looking good, I'll demo the product right there, and hopefully we can have some of the people on our network using it as well. Is this form of storage hack-proof? Good question. I mean, nothing is 100% hack-proof, right? No one ever agreed to that, but I think it is still very secure. I mean, the node is on IPFS. All the storage that comes onto our network is authenticated that where it came from, the rightful key owners are there. Any changes are done through our networks with those nodes. So unless somebody steals your private keys, it should be hack-proof. Let's see. Now let's go to the next thing. So let's go to Cosmos Stargate. Now that's another key thing we're focusing on right now is moving up the Bluzell Tendermint chain so that can integrate with Cosmos Stargate, which is the latest version. I mean, the big thing of that is, I touched on this before last month, but the big thing of it is, hey, we'll be able to experiment with other Tendermint chains. So for example, talking to the teams at Cosmos itself and Terra, and that way we can see which one works well for the needs of Denomination and our GameFi network. So remember, the goal is we're not going to recreate and build what other people have done. We're going to focus on the gaming aspect, the 4-point plan that we said, and one of them was to tap into other DeFi protocols, tap into them, use the best ones, and integrate into our games. And that's why, you know, upgrading to Stargate is good. Those that understand Stargate, it's, you know, it allows for the inter-blockchain communication protocol. Basically, it's interoperability, right? Into that long word, it allows us to connect to other Tendermint chains easily, fluidly, and we can use all their tech and their applications within Bluzell, which is a big win. Any questions around that? Okay. So now the last thing is Denomination, the game that we're making, right? It's going to be the first game on Bluzell that's published. The goal of it is strictly, one, to be a kick-ass game, build a bigger community, increase our revenue, drive up price, but at the same time, the goal is that other people see what Bluzell can do, what type of games it can support, and we'll either produce more games on Bluzell ourselves, or have third-party games that other ones come in and be like, hey, we're going to use Bluzell for these aspects because that's what it's there for. One of the key things that we're going to focus on is that Cosmos Terra community, Those are really good communities that are building out. They need games on them. They currently don't have ones, or especially skilled ones that ours are, like our team can make. And so we can dominate that space. So from the last time that we talked, the game has been fully fleshed out. I'm actually going to walk you through to a really cool part of the game later on, core elements. The art style and character designs, I've been sneaking them out to you. They are polished off. So you'll see that. Once I show you that, you'll get a sense of how everything is much cleaner, much more, it's serious but friendly. We did that on purpose after we did the first first piece of artwork. We're like, we need something more, a bit more friendlier, make it more mainstream, more mass audience. And now that we've done that, you'll see the rest of the game art and everything else starting to come out, and we'll be able to share that in the coming weeks. And then, like I said, I'm going to go through the preview the core elements of the gameplay. So here is the updated, refined art style. You can see this is just a sample page, but remember, it's going to be a browser-based game, whether on your computer, on your phone. It's card strategy. That's how you'll be battling. It's you're playing cards against each other and trying to level up and power up. So what you'll notice here is some of the main characters. If you followed our story along, and which we'll be introducing more of, the order is the ones in charge, like these two guys. They're like the priests of the order. So you can see how they will look. The rebels, or what we call the radicals, is this soldier here, and this soldier as well, or a cyberpunk right there. You can see how this one's got, if you follow the story, and the key part of the game is elementi. So this one's binded the elementi of fire, so that's why you can see that coming around him. She's got the elementi of water, I believe. This one here's got the elementi of electricity, and they're all bound by something. Yes, it will be play to earn. It's going to be on that. So you can see a touch of that. Here is like, hey, if you're this player, you can see your character. Here's your cards that you're going to be playing, and the turn that the next person goes. So this is just to give a high-level view of where we're direction of going the game. We're getting deep into production now, so over the coming weeks, you're going to just see more and more. We're in full-time mode now. Let's see. So now I am going to stop sharing this screen, and I want to share with you something else. Let's see. So right here, you're seeing basically the work in progress of the Denomination white paper. So that's sitting right there. I'm going to walk you through the game progression today. It might be really, it might be really detailed, but I think it'll be just good for you guys to understand. And what we're going to do is take that section of it next week, put it on a blog post so more people can read it, understand it, and then making, I think, believe we're going to do a video around it too, just a marketing video. And the big thing is we want to use this to start increase the community coming in saying, whoa, what's this game all about? I need to see what this thing works like. I need to be part of it. And then as we bring people more in, we get more higher engagement, and we'll do contests and things. So let me go and walk you through the main thing that we're going to focus on today is game progression. All right, you guys can see that there. So here the key things we'll go through is the design, how to collect them, character design, how to collect them, characteristics, and the relationship between characters and elementes, and things like that. So like I said, this is pretty detailed, but I'm doing it on purpose so you guys can understand what it takes to build a game design and see behind the scenes what happens. So the core progression of the game will have 4 major steps, right? You come in, you collect your elementi, you breed your elementi, then you collect characters, you enhance your characters. Those are really the 4 major things. And then, also what goes with the elementi is you're equipping your elementi to your character. But the main thing is collect, breed, collect, enhance your characters. Those 4 different things. So elementi design, how to collect. The first step is to collect elementi is you go to two sources. So, in the gaming space, we call it a gacha or a loot box. You use your token. So we'll get into tokenomics much later. It's going to be something else we build towards as the community anticipates. But right now, we're going to have in-game tokens and the BLZ token. So IP means, in-game points. And you get through those loot boxes, you get your elementi, you go to them, or you can go to the marketplace, use one of our types of tokens, and you can purchase elementi from other users. So if you guys are a bunch of gamers, right, you can be selling your elementi off. The elementi are going to have contain 5 parts. It's going to be, we still have to determine them what they are, but giving you guys a sneak peek, we might actually swap it out and make the elementi and the characters have different parts, so you can mix and match, and the stuff that you breed might actually be the characters in addition. Instead of breeding the elementi, you'll be breeding the characters, but we'll touch on that later. So right now, the breeding system, and we'll do a different section where we'll release later exactly how the breeding systems work, like in terms of genealogy, how the genetics pass on, what two things come on, and what can be created. There's a whole game and design system behind that, but we're saving that for later because everything's going to be done piece by piece to increase the community and user base. I already touched on the character design. Okay, how do you collect the characters? The gacha, like loot boxes, you go there, use your in-game points to do them. You get a free character from tutorials. So when you first level up, enter the game, you'll get a free one. There's in-game rewards right there. And then the marketplace. Once again, use one of our tokens and you go there and do that. Characters will all be fresh. There'll be different rarities. We got to determine that. We're finalizing those and which ones we end up selling as NFTs. I'm going to pause for a second and see if there's any questions like this. Looks like people are just talking about staking and some dexes. That's cool. Enter those away. So let me go into the next one. Character stats, right? You're going to have multiple ones. You'll have health points, damage, armor, speed, and like lifeline, your mana. So those go there. That's going to, extra powers, the mana. That allows the cards to be activated. And so let's say, you're using the fire, electricity, you can use those. Classes, so you'll have 4 different character types, right? They can be aggressors, they tend to have high damage, output. The words go for themselves. Guardians, they're more on, defense. Their expected role is support, tanks, healer, buff. What's cool about the aggressor is like, we're gonna have all these types of characters. You can have, raw damage dealer roles. You get the tricksters, right? They're there for support. They focus on critical damage and effective attacks. So low damage output, but they're super fast and they'll just chink away at you. And then you have chaotic. You don't know what to expect. They, can do a random number of things. And so you have to kind of balance out what type of characters you want or you're gonna be playing. Quick question is, when are we integrating with IBC and available on Osmosis? Like I said, right now we are working on that Cosmos Stargate. Once that's done, I'll have a further update in the next couple weeks. Might even just do a community update next week, and we'll talk about IBC and give a better timeline. Let's continue on here. Character abilities, 2 different types. We don't need to go into details of that. So now we got the relationship between characters and elementes, right? Elementes are kind of like equipment. It's almost like your pet. It's like basically your Axie, right? You come on there, equip it, levels you up, and you can do cool things. They follow the character into battle. So you're going in there, your elementi goes with you. So you got to be really smart on how you pick which elementi you can put with each character. When a character is equipped with elementi, you've done it. The player will have 5 playing cards from them and 1 playing card from your ultimate ability. And once again, once we get these visuals up and a walkthrough, we'll be showing that along with the game trailers. And what you'll see is the visual effects of the game are going to change depending on which element you use. So you might use a fire one, well, then the visual effects will be different. Use a water one, the effects around there will be different. So it's going to keep it really high engaging. So even though it's a card battle game, it's going to visually look really good and keep it really exciting for everybody. Let's see, engagement capping. We're going to have one kind of currency in the game when you're engaging in the battle, so it's only be energy. You'll be playing either player versus player or player versus environments, and that is a whole different type of gameplay. And as each new day starts, your energy will be fully recovered, and you can take on the next thing. So that pretty much covers everything about denomination, where it's at. As you can see from here on the white paper, we do have all these other sections done, almost fully complete. A combat system, we'll be releasing that later on. Breeding system, that's going to be really exciting. Like I said, it's got a lot about the genetics, code, how rarity would happen. That's going to be something for all our users to start poking in on, ask questions, and get really engaged. Shop treasury inventory mode, that's another key thing we'll release in the as this game's getting developed. So what we want to do is every time we do these updates, we're introducing something new advanced, publish it, draw more people into the community, get our Twitter account up, people buying the token, they join our Telegram and Discord. We're going to start building that really up because people like to actually, wonder and think about breeding system, story, all those aspects is really important to people. So every time we release something, we do a contest or competition around it and draw more people into our groups. They hopefully go buy more tokens to support the game for later on, and we all win. And then tokenomics will be probably the biggest thing that everybody's going to wonder. How did the tokenomics in this game work? How does the influencer point work? How does it tie into something else? How does it use other protocols on the Cosmos network? It's all going to tie into our tokenomics, and that's going to be a big release. I think when we do that, it's going to create a lot of excitement, and people will really want to digest and say, wow, how does this thing work? How do the analytics work on it? And it's going to be really exciting. So lots of stuff has been done. You're going to see production keep pushing forward. You'll always get updates. And the main thing is to keep releasing parts of our white paper to draw more engagement, more users all around the product and all the products protocols that we're working with. So that covers that. If you are, let me see if these questions, I'll take some questions for the next couple of minutes and then we can call it a wrap. BlueZell is not just a storage solution anymore. One question is, are we a storage solution? Storage is one aspect of BlueZell. Let me stop this screen, share another one. All right. So if you see there, we're not just a storage, we're more than a storage solution. The goal is a GameFi solution. So storage is one aspect of it. And the way we've got a good tech already. We piggyback off IPFS. They solve our future tech needs and problems, and we do what we do best. Talking about Stargate upgrade over a year. Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. We have been. We were doing it last year around March, April. We had it done. It ended up causing a lot of problems on our storage side. We ran into a bunch of issues. I'll be pretty point blank about that. I even said it on our recent calls back in October, November, that, hey, it took longer and harder, so we had to stay away from Stargate. Now that we've got a better base, stronger fundamentals, we can integrate it faster and we can do what we need to do with it and not overthink it. Any chance we can see multiplier staking rewards? I'll be looking at that, especially with multiple. Question is, any chance we can see multiplier staking rewards? Also, how much longer is the 25% good for? Well, the target was that it goes for a few years. I am re-evaluating everything, hoping to do more multiplier staking rewards, especially now that we can integrate IBC, leverage other DeFi protocols, and actually relate it back to the game. So whatever is better for the game and the user, we're going to do that. That's our first priority, is keep the game fun, and the loyal users like yourselves have been rewarded well, but it doesn't hurt the gameplay. Mark, with that conversion problem, I will go look on that. I'll see what that problem is. It should be more automated and quicker. And let me go find that out. And hopefully tomorrow I can have that answer. Is a big data center like Equinix having a role in testing your storage product? Remember, Equinix, they don't use us as storage. We use them as our storage solution is it's software, right? Data centers are hardware. So we use Equinix to run our storage to have things saved there. Let's see. Any more questions that relate to what we just kind of talked about or the product? I can answer those. If not, I think we kind of covered everything that I wanted to cover today. Totally appreciate everybody coming on, asking the questions, getting involved. It's really about setting off the new year right. I think we've got a lot on the product done very well, on the game going well, especially on the rest of the tech in the back. But the main thing now is, like I said, the goals are release sections of the white paper, release more parts of the game over the next month, and really the goal is drive more users, more people aware of BLZ, whether it's through just game launches, competitions. Hopefully the community starts getting to some of the competitions as we release each part of the white paper. The whole thing is to draw people in, that people are asking questions about the game, looking forward to it, and following the progress over the next couple of months as the more game gets released. We want more people coming in, being engaged, asking questions. So also expect some cool things in terms of revamping them. Let's say Discord, marketing, Telegram, just everything will be much more cleaned out, and you can expect a lot of kind of nice changes for the better for the user experience and for especially the new people coming in. That's what we got to focus on. Is you guys have been the loyal supporters, always there, having our backs, listening in. But now we got to get the next group coming in, learning, engaging, saying this is a kick-ass product, a kick-ass game. I need to be part of this, and I need to be part of the Bluezell team all the way through. Don't understand what people are asking about the CTO. Neeraj is here. He took he was away for a couple of weeks traveling, just like a lot of people did. He hadn't traveled or gone anywhere. Seen people in about 2.5 years with COVID, just like everybody else. But he got an opportunity to do that, and he is there, and he's working with the tech team on getting the needs for the game right now. Right now, they're focused on storage and the Cosmos upgrade and working with them. And, we got the game development team working on the game, and then the two will be merging together. Osmosis, definitely. I want to look at that, especially because they've got some good protocols that I think we can use within the game and leverage, especially with game assets, yields, lending your assets. It's going to be critical. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Totally appreciate you guys here, chiming in, being part of this. Like I said, the next step is next week we'll put the game progressive stuff out there for everybody to see, and we'll do a competition around that to draw more people in. We'll have a video around it. And like I said, the goal is bring more people into our Discord or Telegram, and that they're really hyped up, really excited, and saying like, hey, this is going to be a kick-ass game, kick-ass artwork, and we're doing it the right way. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.